I'm Carlin Bursinko. I'm an analyst and independent journalist covering the far left in America. And I gotta tell you guys, can I let you guys in on a little bit of gossip that I heard last night? So last night I was at this very, very queer event. And I was sat next to a very gay man who was a beautiful man, but he's very gay. And we started talking about, what I do and all that stuff. And I said, oh, I research queer Marxism. And so then he started rattling off all of this queer stuff. And so I was like, oh, this is not just your average gay man. This is like a queer Marxist gay man that I'm sitting next to. And so then we started getting into conversation and he started telling me about what he believes and how much he hates Nancy Pelosi and how much he would never go to the No Kings protest because he doesn't want to protest next to Nancy Pelosi and all these sellout Democrats and how much he hates the Democrats and all this stuff, which is exactly what we hear on the far left all the time. They will never partner with the Democrats. They think the Democrats are just as bad as the Republicans, etc. But then he laid this on me. He said, how much do you know about the DSA? And I said, well, I know a little bit about the DSA, but what do you know about the DSA? And he said, well, let me tell you. I heard a rumor from one of my friends in the DSA that the New York City DSA had a secret vote of the leadership in which they excluded most of the membership. And in that secret vote, they decided that no one in the NYC DSA is allowed to publicly criticize Zohran Mamdani. And this has pissed off a lot of people because what happened is the leadership of the NYC DSA, a lot of them obviously work for the Mamdani campaign and they're helping him get elected. But apparently this is starting to ruffle the feathers of the more rank and file members. And so they actually excluded a whole bunch of people in the NYC DSA when they had this meeting. So they only had the people voting that were going to vote the way they wanted them to. And now no one in the NYC DSA is allowed to publicly criticize Zohran Mamdani. Now, this might seem a little weird to you guys, but you have to understand that on the far left, the DSA and running in elections is kind of considered to be a little bit traitorous to their cause. There are many revolutionary socialists who do not support Zohran Mamdani because he's not far left enough. Just the fact that he's running in an election as a Democrat proves that he's not far left enough for their policies, and they're all deeply afraid that he is going to succumb to the capitalist system and get entrenched into it and become an evil capitalist themselves. You guys got to understand, even people in the DSA, they believe that AOC is a traitor to them. They believe AOC was supposed to be their person, and as soon as she got elected to office, she kind of became a traitor and then joined the Democrats, which is one of their sworn enemies. So I don't know. I don't think this means that Zohran Mamdani is not going to win the mayor's race in New York City. I think he's absolutely going to win the mayor's race in New York City. Nothing has changed in that regard. But it is interesting that there is this little infighting in the NYC DSA between the more radical revolutionary people in the organization and the people who want a job when Zohran Mamdani gets elected mayor. If you want to follow along with my work, you can head over to Substack, Carlin, Karlyn.substack.com, and I'll see you later.